How's that share coming at Tuesday in Raid Shadow Legends? Welcome to the video. I am joined by Scratch, AK-47. Scratch, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yo, what's up? Actually, doing pretty good, man. Just having a happy Tuesday, just digesting all the new information slowly. What about you?
Yeah, man, same, man. There's a lot to get to. This was just posted at the time of this recording, literally like 15, 20 minutes ago. So we're going to get to it here. All the update 5.20 highlights. I want to get your opinions on a bunch of this stuff. We got Tavern improvements. We have balance changes. We have arena changes. We have a lot to get to here. Team setup, Doom Tower super raids, a lot. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, Scratch, with the Tavern improvements. So Tavern improvements, by the way, guys, I think I'm going to separate a different video talking about all the new champions down here as well, because there's a lot to get to. So be on the lookout for that video, probably going live in a few hours from now or later on tonight on the channel. Okay, that out of the way, let's start with the Tavern improvement, Scratch. We say, or they say, excuse me, they know the Tavern sucks, basically. So the new show upgradable only filter will hide champions who are ineligible for a specific upgrade. For example, the upgrade level tab will show champions who have not yet reached max level. We also have the upgrade rank, skills, and ascend tabs, which will only show you the champions who need to be fully ascended or leveled up, etc., filtering out those champions who already have those done. They go on to say, just don't forget to flick the filter off after you're done. Also, you'll be able to switch between ascending and descending order of champions to ease navigation. All the XP brews will be grouped into a single slot according to their affinity, so you won't have to scroll through dozens of them to get to the kind that you want. That's good. When they're selected to upgrade a champion's level, you'll see a neat little slider to regulate the number of brews you wish to consume. Crank it up to max, and, well, it gives you max. So, Tavern improvement, Scratch. First thoughts on this stuff, man?
Man, I'm happy that are finally here. I still think that this is supposed to be here ages ago because there's such minor changes that have such a huge impact on your experience when you're actually working in the tavern. I never understood why we had the champions that they were at max level, fully ascended, fully booked, still in the tavern, because you cannot do nothing with them anymore.
What are you gonna do with them?
So, I never really understood why they're still there. Even now, I still don't understand why they are there and we need a different filter for it, But in a way, I kind of understand the point of the filter, since we're going to have to go through different groups, ascended or booked or level up. So yeah, okay, maybe we need that filter in place there. With the brews, I love it that we finally actually have a slider for the brews. I love the main thing that we can actually flip the entire situation and put the low levels at the top, move the brews at the top, so I don't have to scroll all the way at the bottom every single time, like 1,000 times. So I'm very happy with this. I just wish was here faster, So GG's on this job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting done,
I agree with you. Hats off to the team. This was needed for a long time. We have it now, so I'm very happy that they added it to the game here. It will save us a lot of needless scrolling, to your point, Scratch. I'm sick of, it feels like half the time you're playing this game, you're just trying to be more efficient with your time, So happy with all this stuff. I will say one thing that bothers me, one thing they didn't mention here in the Tavern, I'm curious if you have anything too, Scratch, is I really, and maybe I'm just being super nitpicky here, but I hate when you switch to equipped and then it sends you back. It messes everything up again in your artifacts, Like you have to go scrolling again to find where you were or whatever, So I know maybe I'm being a little nitpicky there, but maybe some of my viewers know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about there? Like how it kind of...
I know. I hate that as well. And they haven't fixed it. So what they've done now, you have multiple... They kind of try to get a fix for it. It might be very complicated for them to fix it whenever you're doing that. I'm such a big noob when we're talking about servers and the way
developer,
the game works, coding.
Yeah.
But I think it might be hard for them whenever we're selecting something to get searched in all their database.
Yeah.
To don't create that thing to
No, you're probably right.
Yeah. But they've done the arrows now, so whenever that happens, you just click on the arrow to the left, and it's gonna close everything down again. But you gotta click on it twice.
Yeah.
Because
Hey,
I don't know
how
why.
dare my lazy Ash clicks on something twice, man? How dare they make me do that? But
I don't like it either, though.
To your point, though, yeah, you're right. There's something that bothers me way more than that, which we'll get to in just a moment here, actually, right now. Team setup, right? So here's another change we've added. We already expanded PvE save teams into 3 distinct categories: general for campaigns, dungeons, demon lord, faction wars, and doom tower save teams. Hydra battles and PvP will retain their own save teams, of course. So to make things even better, each of those 5 categories will now have 15 save team slots, up from 10, and we'll also make a tiny change to the selection mechanics. Now, whenever you remove a champion from a slot in a save team, that slot will remain empty without the rest of the team shifting. Right? Hallelujah, man, because I was telling you off air, dude, I was like, we were talking a little bit about this off air before we hit record here, and I'm like, man, the most annoying thing in the entire game for me, it's such a small thing, but it's when you go on a save team and all you want to do is change the leader out, but you have to delete the entire team just to change the leader of the team out, man. And they kind of half fixed it here, right, Scratch?
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting for you, like, when you were telling me about it. I was like, let's see, is he thinking about the same thing that I'm thinking about? You know, like,
off air, I was telling Scratch, I'm like, dude, the thing that annoys me the most, and you knew it. You knew what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And because it annoys me as well. So now we can actually change the lead. If you unclick the lead, it's just the team is going to stay with the rest of the 3 champions in the same slots. But what doesn't happen is that we can still not move the champions
drag
around.
them.
You cannot drag them. I would like to see that, and I want to see that for 3v3 arena. I want to drag my entire team down, man. Like this is another thing that is a small thing, but if you're thinking about all the time you're investing into doing that all the time, it's like, damn, can we just please get rid of it and just let me just drag my entire team down? You know, like, let me do that.
Dude, 100%, man. Drag. You're right. Tag team 2. Tag team and the save teams, man. Just let us drag. How many times have I just pressed the button? Just checking, you know? Just press an avatar of a champion. Just try to drag him over a little bit. Hasn't worked yet, man. All right. Classic arena. But overall, you know, steps in the right direction here. More teams. Personally, I don't need more teams in all of these categories, but I'll take them. You know, I'll take them.
I think they're good for faction wars. I like the idea of having that a bit more separated and having a few more.
Yeah,
Even for arena, I feel like because of 3v3 arena, now coming back to it, I feel like in my first 10 slot teams for arena, I'm using pretty much the same champions, just kind of like different formats. I feel like every single team has one of the key champions in it. So
yeah,
I'm only mainly able to do only 2 teams for 3v3 arena to work on full auto.
Gotcha.
So I'm happy that I added this because I feel like now I can actually make a 3rd team specifically for 3v3 arena that I'll never touch. And whenever I want to put it on auto, I just can select the presets, you know.
No, that's absolutely true, and I'm with you there. I'm full on my PvE teams. My arena teams, I'm not like you. I don't use everything yet, but I can see where you're coming from. I want to hear from my viewers, though. How many of your preset save teams do you guys use? Do you use them all, especially PvP, as it pertains to PvE? Let us know in the comments, because I'm very curious if, you know, more people don't use them all, or only use a couple, or if they use all of them, you know? Classic arena upgrade. So there's been a lot of talk about the arena Scratch, as you well know. I'm sure you've done a video. I feel like everybody has, for the most part. I was actually on Cold Brew's channel talking about the arena. People, it's hard. The arena is one of those hard phases right now. They put some fixes in here. Will it be enough to alleviate the concerns of the community? The Platinum tier is going to see a significant expansion in this update, where it could only allow 300 before. It's now going to grow to 500 in Platinum tier arena. We've increased the number of these Magisteel ingots in Platinum tier battles. Those are the materials for Forge, from 7 to 8. Furthermore, we're adding a whole new tier, Gold 5, which will occupy a position between 3,500 and 3,800 arena points. Those who manage to earn more than 3,500 in Gold 4 tier will be promoted to Gold 5, while those in Platinum tier below 3,800 will be demoted to Gold 5 instead. These changes will take effect immediately. So my question to you, Scratch, is this enough to fix, and again, to alleviate those concerns that we mentioned earlier about the arena being so difficult right now, especially in Gold 4?
Honestly, I don't think so. So from my experience so far, thinking of my free-to-play account, I feel like the lower tiers are harder than Gold 4 for some reason. Now, it's true, in Gold 4 is more of a speed race. I feel like the teams I'm encountering in the lower tiers are what makes the arena such a painful experience for the
Hmm.
majority of people, especially when they're starting the game. It's just because there's so many OP teams in there. I feel like a lot of people are quitting the game, and those teams are still not disappearing from their tiers. I know it's been probably 1 year ago or something like that when Platinum announced that they will be changing the way the teams that are placed there from inactive people will disappear or
Yeah.
somehow like
Yeah.
something like that. I can't really remember their wording on it, but I feel like what they're gonna do now, they're gonna make Gold 5 Platinum Arena a bit more competitive than it used to be. Gold 4 is kind of gonna become like the place where people will gather to farm their medals. Now, I'm not sure if the bot system, and we're calling them bots, guys, but are not bots. They're actually
Dead
real
account.
players.
Yeah.
They're real players. Not that accounts new players and not so advanced players. I'm not really sure exactly how they managed
But
to
there
put them
didn't
at
they
the top.
acknowledge there were bots at one point in the arena, or is that, am I making that up?
That's what we all thought that they're bots, but they're actually real people. Like a lot of times we find people that started the game like in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks on the
Yep.
bot pages, being one of them so-called bots, but they're actually people. I think we just
Okay.
all of us
So they're
got
either
used to call
new,
them bots.
they're either brand new players, or they're players who stopped playing and just fell.
Yeah, something like
Okay.
that with the weaker teams. I think is a thing
Sure.
that is generated by player power or something like that. On the
Okay.
team.
So basically, so the thesis here is that Plarium essentially went in there, not to belabor the point on the arena issues, but Plarium went in there and they're adjusting how long these accounts will be there, essentially, right? These players who are no longer active, or these brand new players, like kind of. So when there's an influx of new players, arena should get easier. Is that the?
That's the idea, the way they made it with the
Yeah.
bot system. So at the moment, I feel like what happened in the lower tiers, the bots they kind of started to disappear, or they
Yeah.
got knocked all the way down to bronze. So it's harder for people to fight in silver to move towards gold
Yeah.
arena, in the tiers. I feel like that's the problem. The core is in the lower tier, silver 3, silver 4, gold 1, gold 2, gold 3. I feel like that's what holds a lot of people back.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
yeah,
go
go
ahead.
on.
Go for it.
In terms of Gold 5, I just hope they're not going to be any of these bots and stuff like that. So that would actually keep the tiers, the points in a closer gap. Because right now, you go from Gold 4 to 5,000 to 4,200, 4,400 points for Platinum Arena. And that's all because of all this influx of new players, aka bots or whatever exactly they are.
Sure. I don't know whether I think they're bots or whatnot. I guess it's irrelevant. I just know that sometimes arena is very easy in gold and sometimes it's very difficult, right? And I think that at the end of the day, I don't think this will alleviate that either. I do think it's cool they're expanding the arena though, so I'm not against it necessarily. One thing they don't say here, and maybe you know this from the test server scratch, but they don't mention anything about the arena medals going up or the stat bonuses that you get for being in the new, the new tiers. Do you know any of that info or no?
Not at all. I actually asked
Sounds like
about
there
the
might not be
reward.
anything. Yeah.
I asked about a couple of other things, but we haven't heard nothing so far. So maybe we're
Uh-oh.
they might they might adjust them a bit in a way or another. I'm not even sure, honestly.
Yeah, the big
100%.
thing is going to be, and this is going to decide where the arena goes from here in terms of sentiment, at least player sentiment, is what are they doing to those bonuses that you get in every battle, from what a tier of the arena you're in? Because if they take it down for Gold 4 just to scale up, then people are going to be pretty upset about that. We'll see what they do, if anything, with the medals as well. Overall, I think we agree. Pretty good change. Expanding the top is always a good thing. Give people more room to farm a little bit lower and stuff like that, and make it more competitive. Include more players at the top. However, it's probably not going to change anything in terms of the level of difficulty. Is our feeling there. Super raids in Doom Tower. So basically, without reading the entire thing verbatim, they're adding super raids to the boss levels of Doom Tower, essentially allowing us to farm Doom Tower faster. They go on to say this is dealing with all the new content in the game, the time issue that we've spoken on and on and on about. So overall, I want to say that I was pretty excited to see this. It's not a not a massive game changer in terms of a time save, but it will actually get me to motivated to do my Doom Tower runs more consistently against bosses, you know? However, I did note this feature may not be available for each and every Doom Tower rotation. Wait, what does that mean? What does that mean, Scratch? I don't know what that means, but like, why would they turn it off? So,
why? You
that was this one I can't get, like, I don't know, man. I mean, again, I'm stuck between, I'm on the fence here, Scratch. Something is better than nothing. Is this going to be the big time saver that we were all hoping for? Probably not. But again, I'm all for more super raids added to the game anywhere, you know?
I just want them everywhere all the time. Why?
Right.
Why not? Why not? I want to farm double the dungeons. I'm going to spend more money because I'm going to buy more energy. I don't understand why.
Because, man, it's dumb. You're not going to like the answer, but the answer is that like somewhere, some investment or board of advisors or whomever at Plarium or the parent company is like, we average 17 hours a day of this game. And they don't want to make that metric go down, man. It's like, it's a pretty impressive stat. You know, of course, what the investors or whatever, the shareholders, the stakeholders at the very least don't realize is that no one's actually playing the game. They have it in the background, you know, because we have to, we're forced to. But I agree with you, man. More super raids, more often. You're right. It doesn't affect their bottom line necessarily because you still have to spend for those resources, energy, or you're limited by the number of keys or whatever that you have on a daily basis. All right. So overall, okay. Sounds good, but we still want more. We still want more.
No, with this, with the time is a big problem, and like it's a time thing because it's more content coming out pretty much every few months. So they're just gonna make it harder and harder for people that want to play casual. Okay, I feel like the majority of players in any game out there, they're casual players, you know. So they don't dedicate their entire life like us, because we're doing this for a living, to the game, you know. So because of it, I feel like they're not going to be able to keep up the step with the majority of people because they don't have enough time to complete the dailies in a game. And I feel like it shouldn't be like this. I feel like everyone should kind of have equality here in terms of how they can complete their dailies, you know, if that makes sense.
And I don't mind them skewing things to get easier, because as a game gets older, you need to do that. You need to acquiesce to new players because there's so much content. This game is so top heavy now in terms of the end game and the mid game. And, you know, when they add like real-time PvP and whatever, we're going to want to spend a lot of time on that, taking away more time from those other things. But going back to the first point is you look at like traditional, I guess, like MMORPGs, right? And they inevitably, after a few years, they add away like a catch-up feature, right? For new players to actually get more done faster than not be stuck in the grind that old school beginner players went through, you know, back in the day before the game was as developed in the end game, where we did have the time and nothing else to do in the game other than grinding out those early stuff. So I don't mind them actually making things a little bit easier for everybody, especially new players, because ultimately we want the game to succeed and we want the experience for new players to be very, very good. Champion balance changes, man. Thea the Tomb Angel gets a buff. I made a couple back-to-back videos kind of hating on Thea, so let's see if this is enough here. Base stats changed. Speed increased from 85 to 95. Dude, I didn't even realize she was 85 speed. That's awful.
Me neither, man. I never realized that either, honestly.
I mean, I have it open here. Let me. I'm like, I almost don't believe it. I'm like, wait a second. Thea was 85? She's 90 in game. She's 90 in game for me. Oh, her base when not maxed. Her base, like as a 5-star.
So when not ascended.
Yeah. Got you. That's why it's 85. So when not ascended, 5-star puller, 85 to 95, which still should bring her up 10 points no matter what, you know?
Yeah, so that should be 100 then.
Actually, yeah, exactly. So she should actually be going up to 100 base speed, which is pretty nice. I like that they're going back there and adjusting the speeds of some of these old champions. Rabar was another one. I'm sure they've done a few others. They have another one coming up here as well.
Not gorgeous as well, yeah.
Yep. Who else did they do recently? Now Solus, didn't they buff his speed or no? Am I making that up?
I think they did actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they did, yeah.
Hex Reaper, her A2, effect change. Now it doesn't remove Hex debuffs from enemies after attacking. The cooldown is now 5 turns. So again, going in game here, it's now a 5 turn, be booked down to 4 turn. Doesn't remove all Hex debuffs from the enemies after attacking. That's great, man, because that's so dumb The skill's already
So-
not that great. I mean, go ahead.
I used to call her Tia the Vault Angel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that back now, guys.
Okay.
So this is gonna be on a 3-turn cooldown. She doesn't strip the hex anymore, so she's definitely some solid damage potential.
Yep.
For people that don't have a seer and somehow manage to get the first legendary from the Doom Tower, and you have a renegade, you have a champion that lands hex AoE, that's gonna be your new speed farm team,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she definitely has potential with the aura as well that increases attack. I feel like she's gonna have a pretty good potential to do some work like that,
Yeah, this is a very, very much needed buff, so I'm happy about that one. And as you said, you said 3-turn cooldown. It's really 4 when booked, but you're right, you get the 3 turns because now Not of This World is going to be brought down to a 5-turn, booked down to a 4-turn, grants an extra turn, comes back in and reduces the cooldown of the Hex Reaper as well. So good stuff there. And then we have yeah, okay, so that is Thea. By Stophis, this is an interesting one. I think this is a really good buff, actually. Speed increased from 94 to 100. Now it's got me wondering if what the base speed is as well here. So 94 is actually the 94 when fully ascended on By Stophis. Weird. Okay, so speed increases by 6. We have skill change on the A3. The old version had a 75% chance when booked of placing a block active skills. Now it's going to be 100% when booked. And then the skill 3 crumble when ascended, the new version also has a 75% chance of placing decreased defense for 2 turns. Now that's going to be the new change. Let me compare real quickly here. Yeah, it's going to be 100% when fully booked, basically, of landing a decreased defense on a 4-turn cooldown with the 100% block active skills, dude. That's pretty insane, right? Don't you think By Stophis is going to be a beast? Or no?
He can be good, but from what I understood, I never used him honestly. Okay, so I'm not gonna pretend that he's. I know very well what he does, but I feel like he doesn't hit hard. Okay, so that's what everybody says.
Yeah, for 1800 base attack, you'd think they would hit a little bit harder, right?
So I feel like that's the main problem with most people complaining about that. He's gonna be good to have a bit of a CC, a defense down AoE for the Night Revenants is great because we only have, I think, 1 epic that does that. And in that faction, I might be wrong. Maybe they added some more champions since then. So he's gonna be good for that. But I feel like they still want a bit more out of him. I feel like they've been tweaking this champion for such a long time, and he's still not just in the right spot with it. Maybe just buff a bit the multipliers and people will
you want a little bit more damage out of him. He does have 2 AoEs. He's got the block active skills guaranteed now on the A3. The decreased defense guaranteed. I gotta say, man, I'm in the accuracy aura 70 in all battles, not bad either. I think that was added the last buff, maybe, or was that always there? I forgot. But either way, I am a little bit more bullish on By Stophis than you. Is he an endgame beast of a champion? No, but I think he's a lot better than he used to be. Now we have new champions and new effects. We have increased resist by 25 and 50%. That's pretty insane. And decreased resist by 25 and 50% as well. Before we jump into the champions on the next video, I do want to get your quick take on these new resist buffs and debuffs added to the game scratch. What do you think, man? Are these I mean, part of me wonders why we didn't have them, ever before now. And now I think it does open up resist meta again potentially in the game. What about you? Or is it negated by having a resist and a decrease? I don't know.
I mean, I feel like having a decrease is just not going to be enough, because if you're buffing your resistance already, the accuracy champion that's going to be in there is going to be hard for that champion to decrease the accuracy, the resistance, because he's going to need tons of accuracy.
Yeah.
But I feel like it definitely opens up the potential for the resistance meta to be more back in place, to say like this,
Yeah, and we have a bunch of champions that we'll talk about in the next video again, guys, who do have that increase or decreased resist. But it strikes me as a pretty cool way to build a champion who has high speed, who has increased resists by 50% in their kit, put them in an immunity set or whatever, and you've got 50% is pretty massive, on resist. similar to accuracy, you know? So it's not a shock they add it to the game, since they did add increased accuracy as well. But I'm very interested to see how this will play out all over the game. Obviously, PvE and PvP effects here, or impacts on the new effects. So that's going to do it for this video. Scratch, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
A pleasure as always, brother.
Beautiful time for all of you guys to check out Scratch AK-47's YouTube channel. That will be in the pinned comment and the description. Go ahead and give him some love. Subscribe to his channel. Great content out there. Scratch, thanks again. You guys, thanks for watching all the way till the end. And as always, take care, guys.